I'm really proud of our players. I thought they responded well to disappointment from a week ago. We came out and practiced hard. The meetings were really good. Leadership stepped up and made sure that we worked hard all week long. And then we came out and played well. Offense struggled a little bit early. Did have a nice drive, ended in a field goal early, but had a couple protection issues that we got straight. And after that, felt like we were moving the ball and controlling the line of scrimmage. Like the way we ran the ball, that helped us a lot. And then defensively, it was good to get back and see them flying around, going full speed, and getting a bunch of guys to the football. So overall, it was just a good game for us.
Where did you see those improvements throughout the week? Just kind of, you weren't happy with how it happened last week?
Yeah, just the focus and effort and enthusiasm, and just from the minute we took the field, the enthusiasm and emotion that we had on the practice field. Guys were working hard. The leaders were making sure that everybody was into it. It was, you could see a different intensity than what we did the week before.
And you got, aside from the one late interception, just a clean game from you guys, just the cleanest of the year. You'd be happy to see that grow.
Yeah, definitely. I thought we took care of the ball real well. It's too bad Jake threw the pick at the end because he was doing a great job. He was making good decisions, and he can certainly throw the ball with anybody. He just made a bad decision on the play they intercepted, but it was good to take care of the ball offensively, and then special teams coming up and getting some big turnovers and being able to turn those into touchdowns. I thought that made a huge difference right there in the second quarter.
Jason, how banged up was he early on? It seemed like there was some kind of
tweak. He just tweaked his ankle a little bit. He told me right away, "I'm fine. I'm going to be fine." And he just came out and played well. We can't say enough about his poise. We had a couple hits early in the game that I didn't like to see, and then I thought our O-line did a great job on the sideline, getting things straightened out, working hard at it. Showed a lot of toughness. They're bringing a lot of different stuff. That's what they do, though. I mean, we knew it coming in. Sometimes when you practice it against scouts, it's not the exact same speed as your opponent does. So it took us a little bit of adjustment to get ready to that speed. But once we did that, we hit good matchups, one-on-one matchups, and then when they went zone, and even went to a cover two, we hit a big one down the middle. His understanding of coverages and how to distribute the ball certainly showed up.
Ty Scott making the most of his opportunities. I mean, 3 catches for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just how nice is it to have a guy like that who can kind of explode at any moment?
Yeah, him and Xavier both. We feel like they're tough matchups for our opponents, and we work hard at it. The one that Xavier scored on, we had moved him inside to get him matched on a safety, and it was a perfect route, a perfect throw. So both guys are real competitive. They understand. They practiced extremely hard all week long. You could see their intenseness all week in practice. And Ty's a great competitor, as is Xavier. But he just wants the ball every single play.
How is Xavier? Looked like he took that one hit and then got there.
Yeah, he told me. I asked him right after. He said he's doing fine. So that's good to hear.
You guys were able to get those explosive plays. You've been teasing it a lot, but that was the majority of your offense today, a majority of your scoring. Just you as a play caller, how happy were you to just kind of see that starting to go?
I was a little bit worried in the first quarter. I thought we'd hit a couple of them there. The pressure bothered us. We overthrew a couple, and that's what you don't want to do is overthrow. You want to give them a chance to make the catch, especially when they're big and physical like that. But then he was on the money. He was perfect throw, perfect route. Good matchups. He picked out the right guys, and then again when they went to zone, he did a great job hitting it against zone.
The defense responding, good play against the rush, 1 for 11 on 3rd down. You just had to be no big plays allowed, just kind of what we saw last week.
It's great to see them back. I felt like they played fast. All 11 guys were flying to the ball. We tackled well. I think that's really going to show up in the stats is how well we tackled. And we put pressure on the quarterback. We didn't always get him and didn't get him down, but we made him move and get out of the pocket and stuck to our guys. Like you said, 1 for 11 on 3rd down. That's a huge part of the game.
This is your first homecoming game, I guess, in full effect here at Missouri State. Just How'd you like the atmosphere, and how much is this kind of starting to feel like home for you?
It was great. I thought it was great. I know our players were excited when you take the field and you see the crowd and, you know, the support that we had. Last 2 games have been a lot of fun walking down, you know, before the game, coming down to the game day locker room and seeing all the fans out there and the excitement. So we're certainly enjoying it, and we just got to keep winning, and certainly winning at home. I think that's one of the things that this team is trying to do, is set a standard for how many games we can win in a row at home.
And doing it in that style, I mean, it's a 30-point win, and a lot more boring than some of the ones you guys have had this year. But just being able to come out and kind of show some dominance, how does that kind of fill into the locker room?
You know, I don't know. I thought maybe we should keep it close and not let people go home early. You know, I know it's a lot easier on the wives when you get a dominant performance and are up 34-0. And you know, the thing that I like about it is being able to get everybody into the game, being able to get the guys that practice so hard and work so hard in practice, and now they get to go out and play in the game. So I think that's the best part about having a dominant win like that.
And Stephen Ward, local guy, just coming up with 2 of the forced fumbles there on the kickoffs. How's he impressed you? What did you see in him today?
He's going to be a great player. He's going to be a great player. He's so fast and physical and tough. He needs to gain a few pounds and get in the weight room and you know, mature, and he will, you know. But he helps us, and you know, that was one of the things that showed up in our win today, is how much better our scout team played all week long in practice. You know, they played faster, they played harder, and they need to understand that they have as much to do with this win as anybody.
Anything else for Coach, guys?
You touched on it a little bit earlier about your special teams, and especially right before half, they kind of kickstarted that whole thing. Can you kind of talk about your special teams and how important special teams can play in a game like this? They essentially turn that whole thing around right before halftime.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we've had a few games where they've been huge difference, and then the one play a week ago that entire kickoff coverage team was upset about. So we challenged them to go full speed and be physical and get to the ball and make the tackles, and you know, that they got the ball out twice, turned into 14 points, and that's huge.
Can you talk about the momentum that can give to an offense and a defense when a special teams come out and does that twice in a row?
Yeah.
Not just once, but twice in a row.
I mean, no doubt about it. You know, and you change the game like that. Just the toughness and the physicalness on the tackle. They tell me that the young man that got hurt is going to be okay, so that's a good thing too.
I mean, you just started hitting your shots down the field. Just kind of what you see that was allowing you to come up with these good throws.
I just kind of gave my guys a chance in practice. We had an emphasis on just giving our players an opportunity to make a play, and that's just what we did in the first half. And the second half, we just tried our best to give them be great.
Ty, you certainly took advantage of your opportunities. I mean, 3 catches, going 106 and 2 touchdowns. Just feeling it today?
Oh, I already had that. It's the work, practice. Practice hard and play hard, and the results will take care of itself.
Jason, was mean to have a guy like that you can kind of count on to come up with a big play when you guys want it.
Yeah, his catches was actually super clutch, especially that first slant, kind of break it off early, and then the next 2, just him being an athlete he is and taking the top off the defense, just being great.
Tyler, I'm sure you guys weren't very happy after last week, of course, and kind of it's just hearing about the practices leading up to it. Didn't seem like anybody was really happy with that, but the way you guys responded to this one, just one win into the week and kind of showed out today.
So like one thing I'll say, like last week was a tough one, everybody know that, and something that like got emphasized to us was it's a show me world. So like going through all practice this whole week, it was like y'all gonna have to show everybody that Youngstown beat y'all, but we still one of the best teams in the nation in this conference, and we're gonna do what we gotta do. You know what I mean? So, and I'll tell y'all something that's real crazy as far as like cracking down in practice. We came. It was 7-on-7. I'm pretty sure we were just starting it. We had just finished the team period, and I had my hands on my hips, and it was multiple players just run up to me like, "Yo, take your hands off your hips. Like we don't got time to be doing that. You know, we about to get right back in. So like you need to be locked in. Don't show nobody you tired, and we gotta get at it." And that's just how the whole week of practice was. Even this morning in walkthrough, it was like, Nobody was joking. Everybody was locked in. We didn't miss one check. And I mean, you can see the way we played tonight, even on offense and defense.
How much were you guys wanting the shutout?
This is what I'm gonna say. When we was on the sideline after like the coaches was deciding to like not put the one defense back in, everybody was kind of like, I would much rather be playing right now, cause like it was a statement game, and we know we got a big one next week too. And aren't they undefeated?
They won with that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we got to keep it going. And it's crazy to say. I feel like that Youngstown game, it was like a slap in the face. You know, we needed that one. That's the one we needed. So like now we just got to keep on pushing forward.
Jason, you guys kind of laughed when you started going. Is he always like that?
Yeah. Yeah, stuck a nerve.
It's real aggressive.
Tyler, the defense is still able to kind of have a statement there. You guys played great against the run, great against the pass, but just to have that rebound, it just kind of it's what you guys needed. But just what you see that was working so well for that defense today and a win.
We out physical them. It's just plain and simple, and that's what we didn't do against Youngstown. You can say any time you like turn on film with us playing against somebody, it's out hit, out hustle. We didn't do that last week. And this week you can see we was on every ball, multiple people on every tackle. You can watch it. Everybody talking. It's not good talk, you know what I mean? It's football. You'll see some of our players on their sideline, we getting at it. And we gonna let them know like, yeah, we coming. That's how it gotta be every game.
And to kind of get rid of, you guys have had some slow starts defensively throughout the year, but just kind of go full, today was full 4 quarters, just how big is that for that group?
It's very big. It's a start to something better, because I feel like last spring, our defense, we were on go whenever the game started. And that just comes with being more laxed as far as like, okay, we know we good, or as we thought we were. So now we're restarting, changing our mindset, trying to build something different, knowing that we need to be humble. That's where it starts, being humble, then going to practice, busting our butt like Tyrone said, and it's going to pay off. That's how you start up early, even in the warm-ups. Like Coach C always tells us, it's in the warm-ups, in the details. So it's just the little things like that.
Jason, what kind of started clicking for you there? What would you start seeing down the field where you were able to hit your big receivers for big plays?
Early on, I kind of overthrowing them, especially when we went into the game with the wind in my face. I just felt like I was just trying to fight the wind a little too much. But like I said, during the whole week, we just give our guys a chance. So I just had to put some more air on it, throw it a little softer, let my boys be able to go up and high point it. And that was kind of just what really clicked on for me. Other than that, we just taking a lot of the short intermediate game when they didn't let us go over the top. So, just doing whatever they gave us and executing.
And getting some of those big plays down the field, I know Coach has really talked about wanting to have those this season, and it's really starting to click for you guys there to where you're able to get some of those big plays. Just how much of an emphasis is that now?
It's definitely huge, and it takes all of us. Like for example, that last touchdown to Ty, that was a perfect example of it. I had all day to throw the line, held up perfectly, and I even was able to go from 1, 2, 3, and back to 1, which was Ty. And I ended up taking the top off, and that's what happens when we all come together and do our part, and things look good.
You got to feel just kind of the end of this game, you guys have a little momentum offensively. You're going up against top defense in the country next week at North Dakota State. Just kind of how does that motivate you? And just kind of what do you even know about North Dakota State coming into this?
Me, what do I know about North Dakota State is I'm from Frisco, so
Okay.
I've seen them for the last 10 years come to my house, and it's almost like a holiday to see the green and yellow play at the Toyota Stadium. Like when I was in high school growing up, it was always like, bro, New Year's, it's like, who is this green and yellow team that's always playing here every New Year's, thinking like, what's going on? But now that I'm here, I know what they're about, and this is a game that you kind of look forward to because they're the top dogs, and they're kind of the big brother of the group. But we're going to try to show them what we're about and put all our effort out in the field and see what happens.
Rick was saying you made a bit of history, and homecoming crowd here just how nice is it to be able to just kind of accomplish these things with this team? And I mean, this is the whole reason you kind of came to Missouri State.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I didn't even know that what I had that accomplishment, but yeah, I'm just thankful for the guys I have on the team. I'm thankful for Coach P giving me the opportunity, giving me something that I've always wanted to do my whole life, and I'm just gonna go out there and keep making plays, doing what I can.